how's the situation with you, man? How's the situation in Atlanta? You're open already, right?
Yeah, it's interesting because we were allowed to open on Friday of last week. And I'm like, I wouldn't be reopening because my facility is now ready to be open. So
Okay.
I'm kind of like, I'm letting a couple current clients come in if they want to, but there's still construction going on. And we don't really know like where everyone's heads are at with coming back to the gyms in regards to, the cleanliness and all that stuff. So I'm in a good spot because no one ever used my gym. It's brand new. But
Yeah, man.
at the same time, I just want to be sensitive and responsible too.
I'm super pumped for your gym. I saw a few pictures you posted on Instagram. It looks dope, man. It looks dope.
Yeah, I'm fired up for people to use it.
Who inspired you to become a coach? When was like that time when you said, I want to help people. I want to become a coach?
Yeah, I've been personal training for 10 years and I'm 28, so I'm pretty young. But honestly, like one of my friends in college, we were powerlifting buddies and he's like, dude, you should be a personal trainer. And I was like a sophomore and I was like, I like working out. It makes me feel good. I guess so. I just threw myself into the fire and it was just so fulfilling and gratifying. And I never looked back after that. What about you?
Basically, I was a soccer player before, got injured, and then kind of started doing my training. And a lot of people asked me about my trainings. And then all of a sudden, I said, let me try if I like it. So then I just went for it, and I'm training right now for about 6, 7 years already. And I'm feeling good. I can help a lot of people. For me, it's just the feeling when you can impact so many lives, and the gratitude from my clients, the effort they put in, and all thing together comes up, and I just feel like grateful that I can do that work.
Where are you at? You're overseas, right?
Yeah, I'm in Dubai right now. I'll be flying home on Saturday to Slovenia, same country as Luca.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be there till July. Then I'm coming back because I have two main projects that I need to finish in 2020. We're really pumped for my own gym, and we have an online platform going on. And yeah, that's my 2020. Hopefully that will happen. How about you? What's your vision for 2020?
Yeah, my vision for the rest of 2020 would be to like just successfully do a grand opening for my facility, get my current clients in first, take care of them, make sure they're comfortable, and then just continue to build the community, make sure everyone feels good, and just kind of see how like everything's going, how people are feeling with the virus. Because as you know, like we're in the best positions because we are at the front line of preventing like,
Yeah, exactly.
someone from getting worse or symptoms or that death. So like we're in a great spot to be one of the most influential businesses in the country in regards to that. So that's kind of like the vision, is to grow that and just help as many people as possible in my community first, make a big impact.
Yeah, because I think Steve said, let's say 2 days ago, that 89% of people who died from Corona had some health issue from the past.
And the 89% thing, I remember he said that. I was actually just having a conversation with one of my clients, and it was like 89% of people who I think who passed away from the virus already had a pre-existing condition. And I was actually just on the phone with the group call, and there was 650,000 or more deaths from the flu last year that no one really talks about. So it's kind of like the coronavirus is getting, I don't want to go into it, but anyways, like, I think it's going to be looking good for the future for all of us.
Grand opening, what's your big plans? What are you going to do? Bring some DJs, or I'm so excited.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was like, I was so ready to go. Like it was going to be April 1st was my grand opening, and then bam. So my original plans were, I contacted like all the small businesses in the area so we can get like promotional items, like free giveaways and stuff like that. Like, have coffee there, have smoothies, etc. Like all the food. Have a DJ, my tattoo artist who did my sleeve. She's a DJ, and I was going to have her there to DJ the music. And then of course, like, I would have some free giveaways. And man, what else? It feels like it's been so long ago, because I feel like I have a couple other things, but I gotta look at my stuff again, because now that things are opening, and hopefully it continues to do that. But yeah, the main things were that food, the DJ, and just kind of having like free giveaways and stuff like that.
Damn, you should do a live so we can see from other parts of the world how it's gonna be, because it sounds it's gonna be crazy, man.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I definitely will. Luca's like that software that they have when they have like different angles and all those cameras. I want to invest in that, but sounds like a lot of money, but that'd be really
I,
cool.
I think that was like Slingshot or it was Be Live. I don't know, man. I think it was Slingshot.
Slingshot, yeah, the B Live was like I think it was like something like this where like you could do like a virtual TV show or whatever.
Oh, speaking about virtual, you plan to stick with virtual training after all the thing is said and done in your package? You
Yeah.
think you will have virtual training?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like, honestly, I love in-person training and I don't mind virtual, but like nothing beats face-to-face contact with the person. But yeah, I do plan on continuing the virtual because it did add value. And I spoke with my clients about this and we thought it was like a great way to, if I were to go on vacation or if they were to, or like maybe traffic in Atlanta was super bad or whatever happened and they couldn't make it, then bam, we can just do virtual as a plan B to keep consistency for them and more accountability. What about you guys?
Yeah, that's why I'm building the online platform. Today I had a call with Stefano, the guy from Steve Krebs.
Oh
So
yeah.
basically we had a call. He's going to be on our marketing side in the future. But now we are developing it, technical part. So I left these things to my technical partner. So he's going to develop. It's going to be like something never was done before. I was in close contact with Luca. He gave me a few ideas what to do for online platform. It's going to be like very interactive, one-on-one, a little bit higher standards. That's how I think it's said and done. Yeah, that's my plan as well, to build up my gym at the end of 2020. Because right now Corona postponed the plans, so we had to be still for at least 2-3 months. So it's a little bit hectic, and it's gonna be hectic the half of this year, the next half of the year. So yeah, let's see. So
Yeah.
what was your biggest struggle when you were developing on the build up phase? What was your biggest struggle?
Oh, my biggest struggle? Dang. So I actually was reflecting on this yesterday, and honestly, that's such a. I want to reflect on it again because it was a super pivotal, obviously, time point in my life to commit to a 3-year contract, like having a huge expense and responsibility. But my biggest struggle was me like rushing the process. Like I look back at it, and I was like, dang, I got stuff done quick. Like I'm a trigger puller. Like if there's something that needs to get done, I'll get it done no matter what. But with that comes not enjoying the process. And that's like my message with my clients. And honestly, I was just pulling triggers like too fast, like getting the build out done, the grand opening ready, the marketing, the promotional items. Like there was just too many things for one person to do within like a couple weeks that I did. And I got it
Hmm.
done. But my biggest struggle during that time point was actually enjoying opening up my first ever brick and mortar facility. So looking back at that, I'm like, I don't regret it. I'll never regret something, but like, I do wish that I did enjoy that a little bit more because I just felt like I needed to get things done so quick, but that was a story in my head. It wasn't true.
Yeah, because like I think we are kind of the same person, because I often lose myself in the process. Like I wish I was more enjoying the stuff that I'm doing, but okay, I finished that thing, and okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? But I never celebrate. So the major things that I had with Steve and we were talking about is like how to celebrate more, how to kind of get like how to appreciate yourself more, like say being proud of yourself. Like he always does this tap on your back, right? Thing when you
Yeah.
have this cold. So that's kind of the major issues that kind of I have that never stop.
Yeah. So where are you guys at with your gym? Like, because I don't really know too much. Fill me in on that. Like, when did you guys open?
So we are gonna open at the end of this year. We were almost closing on the facility to get basically a warehouse ready, but then Corona stopped us. We were basically in the contact with Rogue for the equipment, for everything. We were there, and so kind of Corona messed up us a little bit. But right now we can just wait, and I'm in contact with my business partners, and that now is the time to develop other things where we're not urgent, but
Yeah.
now we can focus on the online platform more, and then when everything is good, so we can continue. So I think maybe December 2020 or Jan 2021. So hard to say. It depends on the situation in the country.
So that's cool. So like from your mindset in regards to opening up the facility, like what got you into like what made you get that push? Because like there was like a push for me to like obviously make the commitment. Where did you go from before that? Like how did you make that leap?
So, mhm. Like I like to have my standards of training. I like to develop a culture, and a lot of time when I was working where I was working before, we have this objection that I want to train with you, but I don't want to go to the place where you work. So then I kind of found out a partner who had the same passion as me in helping other people to develop themselves, to develop a culture, to develop habits, full aspects of coaching. That was the main thing that pushed me, and kind of I set up the goals for this gym to have already like 6 7 years ago. I kind of have it written like Luca had like Tomorrowland. I had it written
Hell
like
yeah.
my future goals, and it's kind of written like a five goals to create legacy. So first one was to have my own gym. Second was to own a few apartments, then the online platform. So kind of everything comes together. So it was, it was on my mind for a long period of time, and finally it's happening. But I don't take anything for granted. So I just push and push, and I'm ready for everything. So that's what's kind of to create legacy basically for myself and all the others that are coming after me.
Hell yeah. That's amazing. I love that. And that's inspiring for like anyone, whether we're like trying to get on our own health journey or whatever.
That there was one statement I think Lucas said on a live in our mastermind group. It was like, readers are leaders. Do you agree with that statement?
What the readers are leaders? That's funny because I was on Tony Robbins' website a couple days ago. I'm doing the swag bag for my clients, and I'm trying to put a book into everyone's box. And I
Yeah.
wanted to do one of his books, but it was right on the first page. Readers are leaders. There was like, yeah, I agree, and like I think it was Coach Steve or Luca or someone that also said like, but you have to take action. Like that's like kind of like the separator or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, so I agree with that statement, and then moving it further, like, but taking action on what we're learning.
Yeah, because like I think that a lot of leaders, I mean, majority of the leaders are readers, as Lucas said, but a lot of readers are not leaders because like, this like that was my mistake kind of in the past. I did a lot of times I read the book, okay, I made some notes, and then I just left it, and I was like, okay, let me go next one, next one, next one, instead of really taking action. So now that I'm reading this very good book, like Never Split the Difference about negotiations,
Um,
I mean, I'm just taking the action from the book, and the coaching habit is again about the book about communication. It gave me so much, it helped me so much recently. It's crazy.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm reading The Automatic Millionaire right now just to get my finances in order because I didn't have that emergency fund for when this happened, and now I wish I did. So
Shit.
that was a big leak in my personal life, but also business. But yeah, like I totally agree with that. So what I mean, everyone I think wants to know this too, like whether we're a coach or a person that's like wants to improve their health. What's your go-to coaching method for like yourself and or with your clients to help people like stay on track with our not the training but like the nutrition? Like what's like that one or two habit process that you like take?
Say how I do it, the first 5 steps. So basically, the step number one is always I start slow. Like I always start slow with my clients. For me, I already have my rigid schedule about eating. I'm with my coach already for 3 years. We know in and outs of the nutrition. But for let's say a normal Joe who comes in, start slow. Then we start with a 3 day report. So basically, we build like 3 day report, whatever they're eating, so I can see where they are. Then
Mhm.
we start with those, I think, 4 or 5 habits from Precision Nutrition. The infographic I send them like eat every few hours, eat small, always keep protein high, overload on veggies. That's the first. That's like step three. Like get that infographic in just to get some clue. They have some clue about the nutrition, and then we go for I think step number four, which is step number four is basically go more into details, and that sometimes I stick with step three more longer, depends on the knowledge of the client. But step four is usually we go with the rules of the hand. So how much protein, how much carbs, how much fats is the same from the precision nutrition course that I did. And then number five, I developed nutrition on their neurotransmitter profile. So,
That's hilarious.
you were speaking about precision nutrition. You finished the course, or you're planning to?
Matt, so funny story about that. I ordered their course materials 3 times. I never finished the cert. But I took a lot of knowledge from it. I used to follow them all the time. I just like, as much as I have a master's degree and like I have schooling, I don't like school. I don't like text. Like I'm the worst at that. Like, cause I need to like watch a video or whatever. So honestly, I just sent it back and that was the end of that story. But like my nutrition process with myself and my clients is very similar to precision nutrition and what you do. And I'm sure like what most good coaches do is like, I just meet the client where they're at, see where they're at. So like that 3-day log or whatever that is. And then I'll just go from there with like the main dominoes that are really gonna like move the needle, which is like, you know, protein, and maybe like a consciousness habit or something else. And then like giving them habits, like stacking the habits based off of, you know, where they're at and how they're progressing, pretty much like the PN style, and just holding them accountable in the process and not making it too hard where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. Like you gave me 900 habits.
So you said something about stacking the habits. Is that from Atomic Habits book? Have you read it?
Yeah, I have. And man, I'm trying to get copies for my swag box for my clients. And that bad boy is expensive.
Yeah. It's not cheap. I just want to piggyback on something, move back to you said about Atomic Millionaire, because I just read that book and I kind of found out that I have some flaws in my finances as well. So what's like, in my opinion, like what I'm going to do when they reopen everything, I'm going to set up my basically oh shit account and just automatically pump that baby with the cash. And then I'm going to do also my dream account, because one of my dreams as well is to have a facility in US. So that's the main thing. That's the main thing I'm going to,
what state are you thinking?
So I was a few times in California, Los Angeles. I'm thinking either Cali or Florida. So either those states. How about you? What's your plan? What you gonna do about Automatic Millionaire? What are you gonna take from the book?
Yeah, well, those are some good states. The weather is beautiful. The Automatic Millionaire, like I think the biggest takeaway for me was that like I need to treat my money like I do like everything else in life. Like, like treat it like fun coupons, but like I needed to, over the past week, what I've done was I was like, all right, where am I at? Because that's always like the first step with like food, like nutrition, as we know, like everything. It's like, all right, where am I at? And then where do I want to be? And now what's the plan? And the Automatic Millionaire gave me that plan of like, all right, step number 1 for Ryan is pay off credit card debt / put some money into the accounts that will grow, including the emergency fund. And then step number 2 was do that before step number 2. And that's like that was my biggest takeaway. Like, stop trying to do more. Like, you got to master the basics still with your money. You're a newbie, and like that's okay. So yeah, that was my biggest takeaway. And I'm just like, every morning I read a little bit to like just make money like a part of who I am, like change my identity around it, just like I try to do with my clients with like food and exercise, like become an exerciser, not do exercise like they go over in Atomic Habits. And I'm trying to do that with it, just in a different context with finances. And yeah, so that was definitely like a big kick in the face, because it was like, dude, like you can't go to step 7, 8, 9 like you want to until you master like step number 1 still. And the coronavirus definitely helped me like step back and learn to appreciate like the leaks in my business, my finances, and etc. What do you so like you were saying in the beginning, like obviously we're not robots like trainers, and I think there's still a stereotype like that we like can maybe come off as perfect, and that could shoo away a lot of people from working with us, because on paper it might make us look so like perfect. But anyways, like we don't just partake in fitness training all day, every day. Like, what do you like to do for fun outside of fitness?
That's gonna be like the most boring answer probably of this conversation. Like, for example, I will go through, when I wake up in the morning, usually it's like every day the same. I do the same morning routine. But like,
Yep.
I just like this work that I'm doing so much that for me, that's fun. Like I love training, I love reading, I love studying, I love finances, I love training, and I love finances. So I'm combining both, and I'm studying hell about both. But for me, that's fun. But outside of that, I love to go for like a paintball. I love to do like surfing. In Dubai, we kind of did it a few times. Those things, play football because I used to, and sometimes I just like to go for hikes because it kind of clears my mind. Because I still have to figure out with all this meditation stuff because sometimes I get it, sometimes I'm like,
Yes.
what am I doing, you know? So
Uh-huh.
those are the things. How you switch off usually? How do you switch off?
For me, kind of like the shut off, like, yeah, like, I mean, I'm straight working like Monday through Saturday afternoon, but then like I'll shut off, like I'll force myself to shut off at like 6 p.m. every single night. And after Saturday afternoon, once 1 p.m. hits, I'm out for the weekend. And then what I do is like, I mean, I have two golden doodle dogs, which I love. So like, I'm always hiking with them. I'm walking them outside. We were at my client's house on Sunday. Like this, they were swimming in the pool. It was awesome. But that's that's my main priority outside of the facility. But also, I love singing. Like I got tattoos. Like you can see, like some notes right there.
Nice.
Piano back here. It's covered right now because I don't want the pollen from the door to get on the piano. But I got into singing like and playing the piano about a year and a half ago, and I just really
Nice.
like it. Like it's one of those things where like you can do it whenever and on your own, and you get into like I get into flow like legit. I kid you not, 3-4 hours will go by, and I'm like, because when I'm practicing, and I'm like, whoa, like was I just in a vortex? And that really helps me recharge for to get back to like the business or just get into creativity mode. So like really just being outdoors with these monsters and singing and then of course hanging out with friends as much as possible are my go-tos, and doing some crazy stuff. Like I like to jump off cliffs into water, and
Damn.
I had my nipples pierced when I was like a little bit younger. Like I like to do like adrenaline seeking things, but understanding that I know I can be an adrenaline addict, and I'm just conscious of that. So yeah, that's what it kind of looks like outside of here. But you're right. I think I love working like in that it legit is a fun thing for me, but also making sure that I'm doing creative stuff at the same time and not just solely, being like a business brain.
Yeah, true that. So, like the one thing that I forgot to mention is like I love UFC. I love UFC fights. I love Conor McGregor. That's my guy. So when I
Oh,
want to
cool.
switch off, I usually watch the fights, UFC fights
Mhm.
as well. Like one of my clients in Dubai, I think he has a house in Beverly Hills, right?
Mhm.
So he sent me one summer. I went home and he sent me a picture. He was just like, "Look, this guy is running naked, like half naked around Beverly Hills, and guess who it is? Conor McGregor."
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm never in the right place at the right time. What can
Yeah,
I say?
that's hilarious. It keeps it interesting. That's so cool. Well, dude, thank you so much. I got to get going for my next person. Was there anything that you wanted me to ask you that like, I didn't or anything like that before?
No, it was a great talking to you, man. I hope we were gonna do it again in the future. But I wish you all the best with your opening, and I know you're gonna crush it. And hopefully, end of this year or any time next year, I'll have time to visit your gym and do a workout together.